Good morning kids, how are you all? I hope you all are fine. I am Khushbu Patel from Saraswati Group of Education and today we are meeting for the revision session of the first chapter. We know that your exams are approaching very soon. So we are going to do a small recap of chapter number 1 for computer subject. So before I start, I hope you all are having your textbook. Now kids, first chapter which is computer past and present. How many topics we have covered in the entire chapter? As you can see that I have written all that topic here. So one by one we will take a quick recap. So you can remember the thing what we have done and you can prepare yourself for the exam. Now what was our first topic in that chapter? Evolution of computers. Now meaning of evolution we have studied in Harvard. That means change with time. We know that computer is considered as the greatest invention of mankind. Right? So, that time when it was invented, do you remember the year? Yes, it was 1930s somewhere. Right? So, the first computer was too big to keep in a place. Right? But slowly, steadily, the size and the shape of the computer have been changed, and we all know that after the entry of computer in our life has become too much easy. So it is considered as the greatest invention of mankind, right? Because it is saving not our energy but time and efforts also, right? So that all we will see. Now the second topic was early calculating devices. Calculating devices means a device which will help us to do calculation. But what type of calculation? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division and many more complex calculations. So before the invention of computer, what type of the devices were used? Few devices are given in your textbook. The first one is abacus. Right? We are all aware with the abacus. It is a small rectangular thing in which the rods are attached and rods are having beads inside. So with the help of that beads we can do the simple calculation like addition and subtraction. Right? So this was the first ever calculating device. After that, second one is Napier's bones, which is also known as Napier's rod, which was invented by Scottish mathematician John Napier in 1660s. Right? And he has made a certain thing that you can perform the calculation like multiplication and division with the help of this. Actually in abacus, it was only the thing related to the addition and subtraction. Means people can only perform addition and subtraction with the help of abacus. But what about the multiplication and division? So for that only, John Napier has developed this Napier's rod, through which you can see that it has a number written, right? Okay, and you just have to crisscross the number with each other so that you can get the answer of multiplication as well as the division. In detail we have studied, so here we are just taking the quick recap, right? Next, that was the third one, Pascaline calculator, which was developed by Blaise Pascal. Right, and he developed it in year 1642. If you will see in your textbook, you can understand that it has a picture having too many toothed wheels. Toothed wheels, I explained you that it is working like a gear. If one wheel will start working like this, the other wheel will automatically start working. Right, so abacus was having a limitation that it can perform only addition and subtraction. Napier's bond will have that limitation that it can perform only division and multiplication. But here in the Pascaline calculator, it can perform the large number of addition, subtraction, division and multiplication. Right? If you will see here that it can handle the numbers up to 9,99,999.999. So we can say that up to 10 lakhs. Right. So that was the biggest achievement of the Blaise Pascal. After that, these all we have seen. But these three devices were not having the capacity to store the data. कि उन्होंने जो भी कैलकुलेशन किया है वो स्टोर नहीं कर पाए, उसका आंसर स्टोर नहीं कर पाते थे. सो व्हाट अबाउट द स्टोरिंग? फॉर दैट इन 1800 चार्ल्स बेबेज हैव डेवलप्ड two type. Actually first he developed difference engine which can able to perform the complex mathematical calculation, but still the question was about storing the thing. So that storing, for that he again developed one more engine, that was analytical engine. That was after the 33 years of the invention of difference engine. He made it, that is analytical engine, in which not only the calculation was done but the storing of answer was also done. Means we can store our answer in that and later we can recall it if we need. So these were the early calculating devices which were used before the invention of computer. Right. Then after, what was the next topic? Generations of computer. I told you that computer was invented in 1930s, but when it was invented, the size and the shape of computer was so big that we can only fit one computer in one room. Right? We have also seen it in the live lecture. That computer was so big and even the wires were so long that it was actually very uneasy to handle it. It was very difficult to handle it. Right. So one by one we are going to see the generations and the technology which were used inside it. So in the first generation, if you will see, vacuum tubes were used. Vacuum tubes are what? It is a glass sealed tube which were generating too much of heat. So in the first generation क्या होता था? That if you are working on computer for only half an hour, right, it will produce large amount of heat. जल्दी से गर्म हो जाता था वो. That is just because of the vacuum tube. So first technology was vacuum tube. The speed of a computer was also very slow. If you will see in your textbook, ENIAC, UNIVAC are the example, universal computer, right, are the example of the first generation computer. Right, they were generating lot of heat, they were actually using lot of electricity and the speed was very slow. So then scientists have decided to make some more things, some more changes in that. And then they have developed second generation of computer, in which they have used transistor at the place of vacuum tube. So the size has been decreased. Some programming language like COBOL and Fortran were used. So the speed as compared to the first generation was increased. That means in second generation the speed was a bit faster. They were not using too much of electricity. They were actually not using too much of, they were not generating too much of heat. Right. So in short we can say transistor were the technology which was used in the second generation of computer. What are the examples of it? See, IBM 1401, UNIVAC 3, NCR 300 are certain examples of the second generation of computer. right? Second generation of computer were also cheaper than the first generation because the size were decreased, right? The size were smaller than the first generation, so it was cheaper. Even the speed was bit faster, right? Then after certain years, third generation has been introduced, in which they have used ICS. I hope you know what is that. Yes, integrated circuits, right, which was helpful in using the less electricity, generating the less heat, working in a speed, and it was much efficient in work. It was cheaper than the previous two generations. The examples of the third generation computers are IBM 360, ICL 1900 and many more. Right, you have to remember only one or two examples. Right, in third generation they were using the operating system, right, which allows the different application to work. So we can say that third generation computer was a bigger step in the life of human because they were too much good in a work. But still there were certain problems. So then instead of integrated circuit, they have used one more thing, that is microprocessor, and that generation was considered as fourth generation, which we are using. We are using what? Fourth generation, because we are normal people. We are not scientists. Right? Scientists are using fifth generation of computer, but we are using fourth generation of computer, in which microprocessor was the technology used. Right now also it is used. It is used in the form of VLSI, very large scale integration. Means small components of computer are joined on big, you can say silicon chip, that is VLSI, and one more ULSI, ultra large scale integration. And because of this, many components were joined together in a small chip, so the size of computer has been decreased, and it has been decreased in such a way that we can use that computer at our home, keeping it on a table. The speed was also faster. The working of computer was much efficient than the previous generation. They were using less electricity. They were not generating too much of heat. Right. Then it was so small in a size that sometimes you can also wear, like in your hand, wearable technology, that we will see afterward. Right. So these fourth generation computer were extremely powerful. They can able to perform many of the tasks together. एक साथ बहुत सारा काम कर सकते थे. So that was fourth generation. But still we are using the fourth generation only. Moving further, as I have told you, that scientists and astronauts are using fifth generation of computer, in which the technology called artificial intelligence are used. Robots or humanoids, or you can say that computer which can work like human, which can think like human, which can take decisions like human, are considered as artificial intelligence. They are so fast, very less generation of electricity, very less generation of heat also, right? So in short, we can say fifth generations are much faster, right? They are working with a great speed, releasing less of heat, using less of electricity, and most important thing is that they can work like humans, taking decisions, thinking like human, and so only they are considered as robots or humanoids or artificial intelligence. Clear? So this was about the generations of computer. Moving further to the next topic. What is that? Characteristic. Very easy. Right, because most of the characteristics we have covered over here. See, we know that computer is a machine. So it has certain features. Like first one is a speed. I can say that computers can do any type of work in a very less time. That is fraction of second. So what is that? It is a speed, accuracy. They will give you perfect result. But when? Only if you have given the correct instruction. If you are only giving wrong instruction, then computer will also show you the wrong result. Because as I have told you, normal people like you and me, we are using 4th generation. So our computer cannot think like us that this is wrong thing. Whatever the instruction we are giving, according to that they will work. Right? They will not think that this is wrong or this is right. So they can work with the accuracy only if we are giving the accurate instruction. Right? Then we have diligence. Diligence means working without getting tired. Right? Computer can work day and night continuously without getting tired, and even it can also perform the repetitive work. Right? If I will give you one table to write 10 times, after writing it 5 times you will feel tired. But computers will not feel tired if they are working repetitively. So that characteristic of a computer is known as diligence. Right? So we can say that it is the most important characteristic of the computer, because we can use it any time and as long as we want to use it. Right? Because they will not get tired. अपने आप से बंद नहीं हो जाएंगे. So that is what? Diligence. Next, high storage. The way we are remembering certain things in our brain, same way computer is also have the memory devices, hard disk, which is there in the CPU, in which they are storing many of the things. Right? So after 1 month or 2 months, if we want to take out something from computer, we can take it out. We can open it because we have stored it. So storage capacity is also good of the 4th generation. So that characteristic is what? High storage. Right? Then versatility. Computer can work for many things. Editing, making reports, generation of result, many more other things. Watching movies, listening to music. At one time, we can perform many tasks together. And yes, computer will work on it. So that characteristic is considered as what? Versatility. So computer is not only electronic machine, but it is also considered as versatile machine. So that is what? Versatility. And last, connectivity. What is connectivity? We can connect our computer with some other computer, maybe in some other part of the world. That is possible due to the global network. What is this global network known as? It is known as internet. We can use it, we can search the information, we can upload something, we can communicate with our friends who is in some other country. Right? So that is possible due to the connection, or you can say due to the connectivity. That is what? Internet. So these were the few characteristics of a computer. But other than this also, there are so many characteristics about which you will gain a knowledge in higher grade. Right? Moving to the next topic, that is latest technological development. We know that technology is changing day by day. Suppose today you have purchased one mobile. So after 2-3 days if you will go, and if you will survey the market, you will see that some other model has come with some new features. Right? So technology is changing every day. And we are totally revolving around this technology. We are using technology in a different manner. So the first technology which we have to study in this chapter is wearable technology. The technology or the instrument which you can wear, like wearing a smartwatch, wearing a fitness tracker, using a Bluetooth, using a hands-free, right? Using a fit bands. So these all are what? It is considered as wearable technology. That you can take a message, you can get the notification, you can also measure the calories, how many calories you have burned, what type of the exercise you are doing, how many steps you have taken, right? How many steps you have walked. All that things you can measure very easily with the help of this technology. But this technology which you can wear, and so only they are considered as wearable technology. Right? Other thing is smartwatch. We all know about smartphone, how it is working. But what about the smartwatch? The watch which is working like mobile or a small computer. So that is considered as smartwatch. You can make a call, you can send a message, you can connect it with the internet, you can search out many things. So what is that? It is a smart watch which you can wear. So that technology is also what? It is wearable technology. Right? The other technology is artificial intelligence that we have covered in the 5th generation of computer. That the computer or the technology or the small things which can do work like humans. Right? They are taking decisions. They are working on our instruction properly. Next one is machine learning. Artificial intelligence and machine learning are together. Say for example, if I say voice based assistant like Siri and Alexa. Alexa, please play the song. So it will start playing the song. Why? Because you have given instruction. And that technology, that Alexa is connected with the internet or maybe Wi-Fi. So it will work according to your instruction. So what is that? It is artificial intelligence and machine learning. Right? So this was our first chapter's revision. I will tell you to read your textbook, right? So that you can answer the question properly in your exam. Read the textbook, read the chapter and worksheet which you got, and of course the classwork. That means textual exercise. Here the revision portion of the first chapter is over. I hope you have understood it and you have recalled what we have learned in a particular videos. All that videos I have combined over here. Right. So that was just a small recap. Okay. So again I am telling you to read your textbook and learn. Come well prepared for your exam. Okay. Write well in your exam. So right now I am taking your leave. In the next session we will meet with the new things. So till that time, bye bye.